Hi, Chief Master Instructor Kenny Smith, Total Force Training Group. I finally got someone to film for me tonight, so we got something good going on there. We're going to talk about cheating to win your gunfight. I see a lot of shooting schools out there, and before we get started, we'll go through a quick safety protocol. This is a training gun, no live weapon. All right, I've got some pocket knives on me. We ain't going to play with those, so there are no live firearms on me whatsoever. All right, now we got that safety protocol all the way. All right, a lot of shooting schools will teach you to draw from concealment, and I'm going to fire 2 shots, whatever the course of fire may be, but I'm standing here. The problem is, if my cameraman decides he wants to cut me with a knife or hit me with a stick, run me over with a car, or whatever the case may be, if I stand here, that's what we call a bad tie in this game. If I take my pocket knife out, and I go there and stab my buddy in the chest, he's got a pretty good chance of living to tell about it, but not a great one. If I go pick my 9mm up over there off that motorcycle, put it to his chest and pull the trigger, according to modern medical science, with average EMS response time, he's got a better chance of living to tell about it. We don't want to have a bad tie, okay? We'd rather have a win, all right? And a loss is unacceptable. So we're going to talk about first movement. A lot of instructors will show 1 step on the draw, and that's perfectly fine. You know, because certain ranges, we got a crowded firing line, we got an indoor range, we don't have room for much. It's cool. I understand that. You're doing good. You get a few guys that'll teach take 1 or 2 steps on your draw, even better. The problem is that becomes habit. So when you're at home and dry firing, and there's no range Nazis to tell you what you can and can't do, remember, if I put something in my hand, be it a gun, a stick, a knife, or whatever, I am dangerous for at least this far. All right? If I take even this training gun, if I decide I'm coming after my buddy, and I ram this piece of resin, this Black Hawk trainer, into his nose, he's probably not going to like me. If that becomes an actual Glock, let's say it's one of the heavy ones, like 34 or 35 alongside, he's not going to like me at all, and he's probably going to take a nap if I hit him with it in a full-blown sprint. At best, he's going to have a broken nose. If we replace that with a knife, well, let's move about 4 inches lower. See the point? Pun intended. Pun very much intended. All right, so let's talk about moving offline. If we do like we've been conditioned in sports, and pick 1 foot up and fall on it when going in one direction, that does 3 things. But all of them bad. The only thing good it does is it gets it going away. It's very slow. I have to put all my weight, and I'm exaggerating, I put all my weight on 1 foot, pick this foot up, turn my hips, extend my leg, and fall on it. By falling, I'm off balance. I'm very much off balance. That's not fun. That's how you fall. You know, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love to play on the ground, but that's not what you want to be in a fight, okay? We're going to use a concept that I picked up from Gabe Suarez International, and his staff instructors. You know, those are guys that I just cannot wait to train with. But, you know, if you watch their DVDs, they got some pretty good stuff. That's no substitute for in-person training, especially not with guys of that caliber. They call it the Pikiti takeoff. Basically what it is, I'm going to take a half step with 1 foot, the opposite foot, I'm assuming I'm going to the right here. All right, I'm going to take a half step with this foot, and my knee is naturally lower. That preloads. And all I'm doing is I'm pushing off that foot. And it takes a long time, it took me a long time to realize that you're not pick up, lift, turn, pick up, lift, turn. It's not what it is at all. You're not taking a side step like at Paris Island and then stepping off. You're just kind of shifting your weight. All right, it's extremely fast when you learn. You can go the other way. It's angles, it's the same thing. Basically, let's say I'm going to move to my 1 o'clock. I'm going to move off over here towards 1 o'clock. My left foot steps slightly to 7, and I'll push off the ball of the foot. And I'm going at 1 o'clock. Very simple concept. The Pikiti takeoff is great. All right? Number 1, it acts like a feint. That person sees my foot, moves slightly to one side. Maybe they redirect off over here, off over to my left, when I'm going to the right. Maybe I redirect to the right when I'm really going to the left. It plays with their head. This is a good thing. All right? Also, it preloads. Granted, this step isn't very short, but now I pushed off the ball of foot, and I'm in a dead set sprint. All right? Another thing, when I drop my weight into this, I get smaller. Plus, we've got this quadricep preloaded to really drive me into where I'm going. By getting smaller, I make myself harder to hit with anything. All right? So as we go, I clear my garment, And there we go. I'm doing this fairly slow, but that's just for the sake of argument on that. And I'm sure someone's going to see that and get pissed off because a lot of people hate Gabe Suarez. A lot of people are going to wind up hating me. I don't care. All right? If you hate me, that means you're talking about me. I got what I want. All right? But some people will see that this is a good thing. Okay? Watch Sonny Pazikos, probably one of the most respected trainers in the world. He does the same thing. All right? So now, we can move laterally and get away from things. Why? Dennis Toller codified the 21-foot rule a long time ago. All right? Basically, he said that an average person can sprint and cut your ass with a knife before you can clear leather. Or Kydex, whatever. Before you can get your gun out and put it on. This is a bad thing. All right? You need to move away. If I'm sprinting dead set full force ahead, it's going to take me a lot more time and energy to redirect to one side or the other than to keep going straight. These shooting schools that say, oh, we'll just walk backwards, they're full of shit. All right? They are full of shit. I've been walking across this step right here for 20-some years, and when I was showing my buddy this earlier, I almost busted my ass. Good luck, okay? Good luck. Now, let's also look at some of the other deals that I see, time-wise. We see guys at 3 yards with 1 second to clear leather. But they only have to do a second half at 21 feet? Really? You got 2/3 of the distance, I'm sorry, half the distance, but 2/3 of the time? Does this add up to anybody? No, doesn't add up to me at all. You should be faster at those ranges. But since you may not be able to recognize a threat that fast, that's not a fault of you or me or anybody else. That's just life. Change the game. Don't stand there like an idiot. Don't walk straight back away from it. Don't move slowly, sidestep like a fool. Move explosively. All right? James Yeager and Gabe Suarez both use the phrase, get off the X. That X coming in either direction from you, I like that term. Use it. Get off of that center point. Okay? And don't, oh, he's not going to cut me. That's not going to work. Even if I'm sidestep fast, that's not going to work. All right? I've got to go. I've got to get out of there today. Better yet, I need to be out of there yesterday. Besides moving laterally, when I do that Pikiti takeoff, I can incorporate a vertical displacement. As I clear, I'm lowering my body. All right, and I'm going to go off this time so I can actually get a little bit better on this. All right, as I clear, and I stand up as I'm on the way out. All right, and you'll have to forgive me for that loss of balance. There's that same step I was talking about earlier. But I've lowered my body, making myself harder to hit, and loaded off that quad at the same time. Nothing bad about that. Besides lateral displacement getting us out of the way, let's move over here to my sliding door. You know I want as little of my body extended from this cover as possible. Okay? Put myself in law enforcement, military downrange, home defender, whatever. Maybe I fired a shot from here, maybe I didn't. Maybe I just poked the lookout, saw the guy. All right? Well, now, if I'm a stupid idiot, and I'm going to poke my head out here, the same place, there's probably going to be something on that side that I don't want to see. Maybe it's as simple as somebody I now have to pull the trigger on. That's not something I don't want anybody having on their conscience they don't have to have. Maybe I can, come back here, come lower, and I about fell again. All right, I'm working on incline swimming, ladies and gentlemen. I come around, come low. Now, what does this do from a home defense perspective? If I'm standing here and touch one off, my neighbors are in danger. My bullet may penetrate. My bullet may penetrate through that wall. May not. I don't want to take a chance. But if I go down and my bullet penetrates, odds are I'm shooting over their heads and over their houses. All right? Remember, lateral displacement is side to side. Vertical displacement, up and down. Use both to your advantage. If you're playing fair, you already lost. Stay in the fight.